It's that time, friends. It is the end of the month. This is June 27th, 2021, and it is time for our second official patron chat episode. And we've got a crowded room tonight. This is awesome. We are live currently at twitch.tv/robotsradio. It is 10:30 p.m. and N7 Legend is here with me. I'm Tom or Robot. Sam, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
Hot. It's very hot in Portland. It's 113 or 114 degrees, I think. And that's definitely a record-shattering temperature, but this is not the weather lorecast. So why don't we go on and get to know some of our new patrons?
Yes. Man, so here's the deal. We've got a bunch of patrons. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for helping to support the show and for joining us, because Sam and I love chatting about our favorite games with our favorite new friends, and this is going to be an awesome experience. But we're going to go just down the list based on the way they're listed on the Patreon chat. And to start out with, we have Sovereign. I know it starts with an S, but he's got like a bracket, so Sovereign ends up at the top. Also, Sovereign is our tier 5 patron, and so is also Commander Shepard. So you're Sovereign Shepard, I guess. Welcome to the show. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be here. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, thank you again for all the support, and welcome to the show. Then we have Psych88. Welcome.
Hi. It's great to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the show as well. And Kather is back. Kather joined us last month and is joining us again. Kather, how are you?
Fine. Hi, everyone.
Welcome. And then we have Stunts and Struts joining us. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Happy to be here.
Awesome. And Teacup92. Teacup. Hey, that was pretty simple. And Toasty is joining us again. Toasty, welcome back. Hi. And Toasty and I do the Witcher Lorecast on Monday nights. If you are into the Witcher games, you should come check that out as well. It's up on everything, and for some reason Apple doesn't want to put the first episode, but the second episode is there. Who knew? Who knows? I don't know. But you should go check that out. And then we have Lena. Lena just joined us for our Cyberpunk patron episode and decided to double dip tonight, just like Toasty and Kather, and is joining us as well. Welcome to the show, Lena.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for supporting the show and for joining us. And then we have Vervada with cat ears. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for the support. All right, everybody. So to kick off our conversation tonight, we will be discussing, and we've tossed around some ideas in the patron chat about different topics we might want to cover. And since we've been talking about the different races, we were thinking, okay, what about favorite races? What about races that you would want to be? What about races that most reflect who you are? If you weren't human, which one would you most likely be? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through a list of the different races, and we're going to start with the Citadel races and then non-Citadel races, and we're going to go down this list. And if I name one of the races that you either would want to be or you think matches who you currently are, then feel free to chime in and explain to us why you would either choose that race to be or why you think that race currently matches who you are. Sound good? You can just nod. We can see video. There we go. Yeah, that works really good for audio podcasts too, because I can just tell them you're nodding, I guess. I don't know. But here we go. Let's start off with, and we'll go alphabetical through each of these groups. So Citadel races, of course, we start with A. So we have the Asari. Does anybody feel like, and if you aren't on video, if you want to unmute to let me know that you want to chime in, go ahead and do that. Does anybody want to chime in about the Asari? Anyone want to be an Asari or think that they would be an Asari in this universe? We're getting no. Nobody wants to be Asari or feels that they are an Asari. Oh wait, Toasty?
No.
You were raising your hands. I thought maybe you.
I was just surprised.
I was kind of surprised too, because the Asari are cool. All right, we'll move on to the next one. What about the Drell? We haven't done an episode on them yet. I think the Drell are really cool, honestly. Oh, Lena, okay. Lena,
Yeah, no,
Lena and Teacup.
like I resonate with them because they are, I don't know, they're just the coolest race in my opinion. like when I met Thane, I was like starstruck. I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest character ever in the Mass Effect series. I don't know. He's also has like the spiritual side, but I don't know. I like the story behind it, and I would like to be a Drell in the Mass Effect universe.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Drell too. Thane was the one that I on my original playthrough of Mass Effect 2, the one that I actually romanced, and he was my only companion who died in the last mission, which is extremely tragic. It was such a bummer. But yeah, so that happened to me. So Teacup, what do you think? You raised your hand.
I don't know if I would want to be a Drell, but I think I would be a Drell.
You think you are a Drell, right? Okay. Not Adele, the singer, a Drell. That's very different.
Yeah, a Drell, yeah.
Yeah.
But just some thing about like the Drell and their kind of more rigid code of ethics and their spirituality that kind of matches with that, just kind of matches with how I live my life and all of that, which I've kind of, when we get that, I've gone back and forth between Turian and Drell, but I don't have the kind of military side that is in the Turian culture.
I can see some similarities there. What do you think, Sam? Do you think that they're kind of similar? You're, of course, more the expert. Anybody who's tuning into this episode as their first episode, this is very different than we normally do. So welcome to the show. But Sam is the expert. I'm kind of the color commentator host of the show. What do you think? Do you think there's commonalities? It feels that way to me. What do you think?
I'm sorry, commonalities between the Drell and
the Turians.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to make sure I heard right. I think I got to adjust some audio levels myself. But yeah, I definitely do see some commonalities between the Drell and the Turians, especially when it comes to stoicism. I think both races are culturally stoic. So it's not really in the modus operandi of most of the members of the Drell and Turians to be very outward and forthcoming with their deep-seated emotions. And I was just thinking, like, would I be a Drell? Because Drell need, don't they need somewhere, do they need somewhere arid or do they need somewhere humid? Because I need somewhere humid. My sinuses get very dry
Arid.
very easily. So maybe I would not be a Drell. Yeah, they need somewhere arid. So I would definitely not be a Drell. But that's my take.
Okay, cool. Anybody else on the Drell? I don't think so. I don't think anyone else raised their hand. All right, next on the list of the Citadel races, the Alcor. Does anybody think that they are or would like to be an Alcor? Wait,
Firmly,
Sam?
no.
Sam raised his hand. I think he's just joking, right?
I'm actually not. And I think one of the reasons... So I think one of the reasons why I might be an Alcor, I don't really want to be one, but I might be an Alcor because I listened back to a lot of our episodes, not just to understand what advertisers are on our episodes, but I listened back to hear if there's anything with my audio quality or anything that I need to change myself. And often I'm realizing that I don't have a ton of vocal inflection variety. And so, unfortunately, I think I might be an Alcor.
Like I do. Like my voice is all over the place. That's how I sound all the time. All right. So I take it nobody else is an Alcor. All right. Let's move on. Here's another weird one. Hanar. Do we have any Hanar in the room? I don't think so. All right. How about... we're skipping humans. Here's another weird one. Keepers. Who feels like they might be a keeper? I mean, a keeper, like, hey, you're a keeper. Like, I should hold on to you, baby. Not like that. Like keepers. No, nobody wants to be a keeper. I kind of doubt that. All right. Here's one that might actually have legs. Solarian. Who thinks that they are or would like to be a Solarian? All right, we've got a few here. I saw Stunts and Strut's hands first. What do you think, Stunts?
I just think they're neat.
You think they're neat, so you would want to be one?
I mean, yeah. I mean, for me, I like the idea of races that like don't have as long of a lifespan, and so they try to make the most of it. Or in some cases, like the Vorcha, don't try to make the most of it. And so I just think that's really an interesting aspect when you also have like Asari and Krogans who live for hundreds to thousands of years.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
that is true.
I don't know, and I just think the Solarians are cool. So
cool. Toasty, you raised your hand as well. What do you think?
I'm like 90% sure I'd probably be a Solarian. I don't think I want to be a Solarian, but I'm pretty sure it would be. I don't know, just their personalities remind me of what it's like to have like ADHD brain, which I have ADHD. So
is that okay? Yeah, I can see that.
Like that's the one I relate to the most, because I can listen to a Solarian talk, and I was like, that's just me talking to my boss sometimes. I don't know.
That's me at work. Awesome. All right. Anyone else want to chime in? Sam's chiming in on this one.
So likewise with Toasty, I don't really want to be a Solarian, but I think I might be one. And this also goes back to my re-listening to our episodes, because as I've said a couple times before, that I never really got into podcasting before this show. So I've been victim to one of the classic, like, I hate the sound of my own voice types of things. Mm-hmm. And so I've been listening to the sound of my voice, and I'm like, man, I am like flying, like going a million miles a minute, and then interrupting myself with different tangents. So I think I might be a Solarian.
Yeah, well, I mean, you keep up with me. I talk fast too. I like to think that we speak quickly because we think quickly. We'll just pat ourselves on the back on that one. Good job, us. We're so smart.
Right. Everyone else is, sluggish and dull-witted. Is that what that means? That's that we think?
Exactly what that means. So I must be a Solarian as well. So we'll just go with that for now. Now that we've insulted everybody else on the show, which is exactly what Solarians would do. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't mean that you guys are sluggish. We're just too hyper. I think that's really what that comes down to, right? Yeah, that was. I've learned that sometimes I'm too dry with my jokes and people don't get them, and then they write reviews that are mad at me, and they don't realize that things are jokes. So I need to do more than just like gesture with my face when it's a joke. I need to like inflect it a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. All right. So no other Solarian. Sovereign, do you have anything about Solarians?
Me? Oh god, no! I fall right in with the dim-witted thing that you just mentioned.
Oh no! No, I saw you unmute, so I thought maybe you wanted to chime in. I also see Kather unmuted. Kather, do you have anything about Solarians you want to add?
No, I just said something you just meant. Maybe you're an Alcor, Tom.
Maybe I'm an Alcor. No, I have lots of inflection in my voice, don't I? I don't know.
What?
Maybe I'm a Solarian.
Solarians.
Well,
you just said you were dry, so that's why I said.
That's true. What if maybe I'm a Solarian Alcor hybrid? That would be super weird. I can't even imagine what that would look like.
How do Solarians interpret Alcor? Because if they think everyone else is slow and dim-witted, and then they talk to the very slow talking of the Alcor, the Solarian just like, come on.
I have to imagine it's similar to like Tigger and Eeyore having a conversation.
That is, I feel like that hits the mark so good.
Oh, my mind's blown.
Thanks.
That's kind of scary.
Wait a minute. What if all of the races in Mass Effect are secretly characters from Winnie the Pooh?
No. We're done. We're done with this. Next race, please.
Oh no. Okay. All right. We're moving on. All right. Next on the list, Turians. Oh, we've got a Turian. All right. Vervada, do you think you're a Turian, or do you want to be a Turian?
I think for me, it's kind of both, but mainly want to be a Turian. I was in the military, and I find myself more of a collectivist type person than an individualist type person. All those great Turian traits. But my main reason that I want to be a Turian is because I am soft and squishy and not threatening. And if I had a choice, I would love to be a dangerous predator, all of angular and talons and fear, That would be awesome. I just love that about Turians. Plus, I'm a huge Garrus fan, so I think it just fits.
Yeah, no, that sounds accurate to me. It also made me think of the idea, Sam, that we need to put together one of those quizzes that you put online. That's like, which Mass Effect race are you? With a bunch of dumb questions.
I was thinking of that, and I think that we could probably write a much better one. I've done one before, and I just wasn't impressed. I felt like it was too transparent. What you knew what result you were going to get. You know what I mean? Before you had to finish the quiz. And I don't know, maybe is it too tacky for me to do one while we're doing this episode?
No, you can work on one in the background if you want. Yeah, things like, would you betray the rest of the races in the galaxy? Like, like
Probably.
really transparent questions. Yeah. All right. Anyone else about Turians? Anyone else? Doesn't look like it. All right. We're moving on. Here's another good one. The Volus. We just did an episode on the Volus, 2 weeks ago? We have any Volus here? Anybody? We got Sam and Teacup raising their hands. Sam and Teacup.
Teacup, go ahead.
I was going to say I would want to be a Volus solely for the economic power.
Yeah, right. Like, I hate doing like business, like financial stuff. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. We just had to revise our taxes and crap, and I was just like, oh god, my eyes just glaze over. I'm just like, oh, I hate this. But if that just came natural to me, like, that would be amazing.
I like to think that's how the Volus got in with the Citadel races. Is none of the council races wanted to do the accounting work, and so they're like, let's just pawn it off on the Volus.
I know, right? Right? They were like, let's just work out a deal where we don't have to pay for accountants. We'll just kind of give them a little bit of a cut. A little special place at this.
We'll just outsource it to a client race.
Yeah. Totally. Sam, do you have a reason why Volus? Do you think you are Volus, or you'd want to be a Volus?
Well, I think, at least for our listeners, sometimes my voice can come through a little bit like a Volus. Breathing, and the gain is a little bit too high, maybe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, and I think I also relate to the Volus on a visceral level because I too was picked on in school, so I get it.
Yeah. I have a feeling all of us at some point were picked on at school, right? Kather's raising his hand. He's like, I'm still picked on at school. That's what he's thinking.
I have a quick question. When the Volus saw Star Wars, when they saw Vader, did they go like, "That's one tall Volus"? Do you think what do you think?
How did he become so powerful and intimidating?
It's like they see Star Wars with the Force, like he has biotics. That's a really tall Volus.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh man.
Yeah, maybe Niftu Cal, thought now that is a biotic god.
I was just wondering. I just thought of that just now when you doing the voices thing. I was thinking of Darth Vader. I'm like, did the Volus think Vader was racist, picking fun of them or something like that? Maybe.
Oh, maybe he's their Volus god. Yeah, I like that idea.
I am your father.
You will fear me and my biotic powers. Yeah, totally. I could totally see that. All right, let's move on. We're moving on to non-Citadel races. Here we go. We also did these guys recently, the Batarians. Who thinks they might be a Batarian or wants to be a Batarian? Toasty's shaking his head. We got no one.
I don't think anyone wants to be a galactic terrorist.
I don't think so. I doubt it. And I'm glad nobody's chiming in being like, me, I blow things up all the time.
I wish.
You wish you blew things up all the time? All right.
You're on a list now, Toasty.
Sounds fun. I mean, I wouldn't blow things up around people, but
Around people? Only in the woods by yourself?
To be fair, I have blown stuff up before. I went out with my stepdad and we shot, I think it's called like tannerite or something. It's just like a mild explosive thing. And we just shoot it and then it would go boom. And then that's what we did for like an entire afternoon. It's quite fun.
Okay. All right.
So maybe I'm a Batarian. Who knows?
Maybe you're a Batarian. I don't know. All right. Yeah. Go Stunts.
I'm sorry. Wasn't there just a whole episode about how Batarians aren't all terrorists?
There was.
Just want to point that.
There was.
I would like to be a citizen Batarist who has nothing to do and just stays on his home planet the whole time.
Okay. Lorded over by a
farming or whatever they're doing.
Domineering government that feeds you misinformation.
Hey, man, I just want corn.
I just want corn. I just want to make food and live in peace. Gosh. All right. Oh, next on the list. Collectors. The collectors. It's on the list.
Which ones are those again?
The collectors.
They're the genetically modified Protheans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so here's what one of the wiki says. An enigmatic race that lived beyond the Omega-4 relay and a mass relay of the same system as Omega. In the Terminus systems, they are rarely seen in the Terminus system itself, let alone Citadel space, and are generally regarded as a myth by Citadel citizens. Are any of you guys a myth? A mysterious race?
I would like to be.
You just want to disappear?
I don't think I am, but I definitely would like to. It'd be cool to be a myth.
Okay.
All
right. Well, I think we're moving on to the next one. Okay, this one's interesting. Geth. What do you guys think about the Geth? No takers on this one? Nobody's actually a Geth? Nobody feels like a robotic, synthetic robot race?
I've been called one.
That's everybody. Who's calling you all of these names?
People who I think should not get the airtime.
Okay. All right. Next,
Tom. You are robots, right?
I am robots. Maybe I'm a Geth. That's true. I might be a Geth.
Aren't the Geth a hive mind too? Don't they have like a hive mind?
Maybe we do. I mean, I do.
It's true. He's got like the Mechanist and Buddy Bot, and maybe, yeah, I guess Tom would be a Geth.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Buddy Bot? We're not on the Follow Lorecast right now. Yeah, it could be. Maybe I'm part Geth. Maybe I'm part Geth, part Solarian. That might be it. Next on the list, there might be some takers for this one. The Krogan. Oh, we've got a Krogan here. Vervada, do you feel like a Krogan, or do you want to be a Krogan?
Just like Krogans. Once again, dangerous. That's cool because I'm very not dangerous. Mm-hmm. But mainly, I just find that every playthrough, whether it's the original trilogy or Andromeda, I just seek Krogan validation. I always side with the Krogan. I don't know why I keep playing these games and I just keep making the same decisions, but I just love the Krogan. I don't know. I just like them.
I like the Krogans too.
Not a Krogan at all.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but kind of intimidating. Yeah, tough exterior. I'm a Krogan. They talk like that. Anyone else?
And they're just battle turtles.
Battle turtles.
They're so cute.
I like that.
Sovereign?
How do you feel?
Oh, yeah. Well, I like that they're basically self-destructive space-age Vikings that live for millennia, so that really appeals to me.
Okay, so they're on your list of I would like to be them?
Oh, yes.
I mean, there's the whole, like, genophage thing. I mean, that's kind of a bummer.
Okay, I want to be one of the Vikings, one of the Krogan that makes it past stillbirth. Let's go with that. Okay,
there you go. That would be on my list too. I think most people would probably choose that one. All right, Teacup, did you want to chime in here?
Yeah, they're just my favorite race, the Krogan. And so, yeah, I would want to be them. I don't think I'm anything really like them, but I just love that I like the dynamic that the galaxy views them all as these brutes, but when you really like dig into, like, you talk to Grunt or you talk to Rex or Drax in Andromeda, you learn like all these like subtle like codes of ethics that go around the Krogan society, and that there's much more to it than I'm a battle turtle who likes to hit things.
I like this battle turtle thing. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like them too, because I mean, they're the definition of like on the exterior, like don't judge a book by its cover. Their exterior looks big and dumb and tough, but there's a lot of other stuff going on underneath there. There's real feelings and emotions and motivations and stuff, which is cool. Okay. I think we're done with Krogan. Let's move on to, so on this list are the Leviathans, the ancient aquatic race that dominated the galaxy in the time before the Reapers. Proud and aloof. First and only apex race. Any of you guys feel like an apex race? Sovereign?
Yeah, actually, they were at the top of my list for if we were going to pick which race we want to be. And, mainly because, well, for one, they can take on the Reapers. And two, they basically live forever. So I'm all down with that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's not bad. I mean, they're... Yeah, that's a good resume if you were going for something.
I would maybe just steer away from creating synthetic life because it didn't work so well for them.
Yeah, and they look super weird. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I want to look like that, but okay. Anyone else on the Leviathan? The Leviathan train? Choo choo.
I'm a huge fan of Leviathans, but I don't think that I would be them, and I don't know if I'd want to be them. The only time I ever really feel like an apex predator is when I'm eating a charcuterie board, thinking about all the animals that I'm ingesting.
Do you do that often? You're like,
that's about it.
You're like, you tell your girlfriend, you're like, hey, let's go get a charcuterie. You want to go out and just like kind of do like a fancy dinner thing, and then we can feel like apex predators.
Well, she told me after the last time that I shrieked like a velociraptor that we were no longer invited to that restaurant. So.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Yeah.
They're not into method acting.
Yeah. Lena?
Maybe the last thing, like I can relate to the mindset of being hid under the sea for way too long. Before I get harvested, I would probably hide under the sea too.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think they look badass. I don't know why you think they look weird.
Well, they don't look particularly humanoid, right? Like so many of these races look humanoid, so they're easier for us to like identify with. Like even a Krogan, it's a battle turtle, but it's got arms and legs and a face, and like you could imagine like, okay, well, if I look like that and everybody else looked like that, I'd probably get used to it, and I could still move around like a normal person. Wear pants. I mean, everybody wants to wear pants, right? But like, yeah, Leviathan, totally different kind of species.
Well, maybe they do wear pants. Just Shepard found a nudist colony.
Maybe, but you know that meme about like if a dog wore pants, would it wear it like this, or would it wear it like this? It would the whole like where would the waistline go? I don't know. Maybe somebody from this series and one of the writers can answer the question for us. How would a Leviathan wear pants? Please post a picture on our Discord. Thank you very much. All right, let's move on. This one I think might get some. The Quarians. Oh, Kather and Toasty. You guys, are you guys always the same person? What happened? What's going on here?
We're twins.
Yeah, yes, we're twins. All right, Toasty.
Maybe we're Geth because me and Kather seem to be hive minding over here. So.
That's what it is. I saw Toasty's hand first. Toasty, go ahead.
No, let Kather go. He hasn't talked yet.
Actually, let's let Psych go.
Oh, Psych? What's? Oh,
yeah. Sorry.
No problem. You're not in videos, but I wanted to make sure that you got to chime in it. And you know what? I know these two very well, and they can wait in a minute and then chime in.
So yeah, Quarians are definitely my race. I really connected well with the social stigma. You can't see their face, that whole thing, and tech. Who doesn't love tech, right?
Yeah. Okay, so do you feel like you would be a Quarian, or do you also feel like you would want to be one?
I would both. We're just going with both.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. All right, Toasty, what do you think?
I think I would definitely want to be a Quarian. I don't know if I am particularly one, but I don't know. That's just always like the kind of aspect of things that really appeal to me, like the tech-based Plus, like they have like this like nomadic lifestyle. So I just thought that was like really cool. So
cool. Gotcha. Kather?
Quarians are my favorite race, and I also think I would be one, because when I was younger and this first came out, I always wore clothing because I didn't like people touching me.
I wear clothing too. We have that in common.
Well, I meant I'd wear hoodies. I'd wear longs. I like hiding my. I didn't like looking people out.
I gotcha. You covered your skin and stuff.
And I had some health issues where I couldn't eat. Like I get sick from certain things, so I would love to just be in a bubble, so I didn't have to deal with. And I like a little MacGyver when I was younger too, so I like tinkering with stuff, and so I just bonded with the Quarians a lot more.
Nice, that makes sense. So if you had like a full body covering and face covering suit, you'd be comfortable with that.
Yeah, and I'm more used to the panic of like, oh, what happens if I get one little cut? I'm gonna get the hypochondriac. Oh, for them it's not hypochondriac. For me, it is.
Sure. Okay. I gotcha. Sovereign, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, I guess one thing I find appealing about the Quarians is if you're talking to someone, the mask will hide all the faces you're making at them.
Right? It's kind of like during the quarantine stuff where like you could, if you can't read somebody's eyes, you could be like totally like with your mouth and they would never know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally an adult if you can't tell.
Yeah, I'm sticking my tongue out at you, but you'll never know.
yeah, you wouldn't have to like pretend on that one. That was one thing I definitely appreciated.
I actually had a face mask that looked like Quarians.
My customer service was just like, I don't have to smile at you. I can just hide my face behind my face mask.
You didn't smize at them with your eyes?
I can actually do that. Like I can force that easily. So I don't know.
All right, do it. I want to see it.
No, I don't want to.
Cover your mouth and then smize.
You can't even see my eye. My smize? You can't even see my eyes right now.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We've got some. Oh, Kather, did you want to chime in? More Quarian stuff. He is frozen there.
He did freeze.
He froze with 2 fingers and he's gone. All right, he'll be back. We need to take a break and thank all of our patrons and then come back and go over some of these remaining races, and some of them are kind of nuts. So I'm wondering if any of you guys are going to choose some of these. So hang on for that.
I'm back.
Oh, you are back. Okay. What did you want to say? You're back.
I actually had a question about the Quarians for Sam.
Yeah, go for it.
Grunt in Mass Effect 2, Julie just said he was doing about about stabbing the people in the neck, and he said humans, Asari, and Solarians are squishy. Quarians are a little bit harder to get to. I didn't know if that meant their suit or if they actually had harder skin than humans. And they said Turians were the hardest because they had the carapace.
I would venture to guess that he was talking about how the suit is capable of sequestering any puncture that was made, so they can block off.
Okay, I didn't know if they meant that they had like little scales under there or not. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, my guess would be because of the suit, because as I understood it, beside that, if you had a Quarian outside of their suit, they're actually
that's what I thought.
Fragile.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. All right, we're going to go to the middle of the show, thank our patrons, and we'll be right back with some more of the races.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I am sovereign, and this station is mine. I like the sound of that.
Thanks, Rex. All right, we're in the middle of the show, and we have our patrons here. Thank you to each and every one of you guys. Those of you who are joining me here today, thank you for your support. Sam and I very much appreciate it. Sam is still trying to get a new job, right? You're still working on that. So I'm sure that the support is very helpful there as well.
Yes, I am. Couple of things look very promising, so thoughts, prayers, wishes, whatever you guys have, send the universe some good vibes, because I have a couple of opportunities that look really, really promising. And of course, as I've talked about it on the stream and on the Lorecast, as soon as I can nail down one of those, I'm going to be getting a gaming PC, and then this whole thing with the Lorecast, with streaming, it's just going to go bonkers. We're going to be able to do some super cool things. And of course, then Tom and I can play a lot of games together.
Yeah. And you know what else is fun? I've got a kind of a fun other announcement that I can share. and this goes to our patrons helping support the shows that you and I do, and some of the other shows. And for people who don't know, we do the Xbox Game Pass show as well. I was able to get a new Xbox Series X because I saw the deal up at Best Buy, and I got in there and it got in my cart, and I was like, I'm gonna hit the button because I need to be able to play the Xbox Game Pass games on a Series X, test them out. So I did. So it's a business expense because I do podcasts.
Oh, tax write-offs,
which is nice.
Great.
But
I was going to ask you if I could write my PC off as that, and
absolutely.
now I have my answer.
Absolutely, use it for business reasons. And so, but thank you to you guys for making this a business thing, and for also helping to support the shows and let us be able to do stuff like this, so that we can try these games out on different systems and talk about them. So that is absolutely where this money goes to, which is awesome. So thank you very, very, very much. But to all of our patrons, we have 26 of you. Holy moly, this number jumps up every week. And especially Sovereign, who is our tier 5 patron, gets a call out every week that you are on. So Sovereign, thank you very much, and welcome to the show. And seriously, all 26 of you, we've got some new ones. I haven't gone through the list to know which ones signed up when. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down the list real quick and say thank you to every single one of you guys, because we mean it. We absolutely mean it. And we are just flattered by your support. So thank you very much to Sovereign. I'm going to say Hul the Fool, Cyclops, Jordan, Justin D, Kather Knox, Blood, who's here, Lena, who's here, Toasty, Stunts and Struts, Teacup, Vervada, Sam P, Andre M, Ben E, Alina R, Jessica R, MK10 Gamer, Bernice, Caleb, John W, Justin W, Kadrin N, Lupus Malum, Marcel H, Remington C, and SJ Dog 21. I'm glad we ended it with SJ Dog 21 because that sounds like, I don't know, a rapper. Maybe I should use that as a rapper name. Thank you to everybody. You guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. If you're interested in helping to support the show, getting ad-free episodes early, joining us on future episodes of the show, any of that kind of stuff, go check out patreon.com/Mass Effect Lorecast. And let's get on with our conversation.
Spit it out, or are you trying to build suspense?
You're so dense, sir. Obviously, I do not know as much about human relationships as I thought.
All right, so next on the list is, I'm gonna mispronounce this, the Ralloy? How do you say that?
I think it's Ralloy.
Ralloy?
I don't know. I'm just guessing like an alloy, maybe the Ralloy.
The Ralloy. The Ralloy are an avian species.
Maybe I'm putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Syllable. Originated on the planet Turvis, who made first contact with the Asari in 2184 after launching their first space telescope and discovering the Asari crew's Azids in their Azid? I don't know. Words. Avian bird people, basically. They're not super in the game, but anybody want to be avian bird people? Probably not. Okay. If you do and I skipped you, then chime in. All right. Go ahead.
I'd be done with them. I like the idea of destroying all my satellites to try to hide for the Reapers, as if that would fool them. I'd be really curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Also, bird people. I mean, would they be similar to the Turians, maybe? Maybe more bird-like?
Not too sure.
I don't know.
Not sure. I don't think you ever actually see them.
Yeah, we don't have pictures of them. So, yeah. Vervada?
I'm imagining bird person from Rick and Morty.
They are bird person from Rick and Morty.
I'm only going off the Mass Effect wiki, but they say they have feathers, so they're a lot more bird-like than Turians. So I guess there's 2 space chickens out there now.
Space chicken. I like the idea of space chicken. Space chicken and space turtle. That needs to be a comic strip.
Called All Turians. Space chicken.
Space chicken.
Yeah. Probably similar to the bird race in D&D. I can never pronounce it.
Oh, the Aarakocra. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That would make sense. All right. Well, here, let's move on to the next one. Anybody want to be a Reaper? Oh, wait, what? Toasty and Kather? What? And Teacup. Anybody else? You guys want to be Reapers, or you feel like you are Reapers?
Can we pick more than one to want to be, or we only have to pick one?
We're kind of going through it. If you feel like, yeah, this one would be cool too. Yeah, why not?
I think it'd be cool to be a Reaper. Well, mostly the Reapers at the end. Like a Reaper that was human, but is technically Shepherd. Spoilers, you become a Reaper. I would like to be that Reaper.
Okay.
Because they're a synthetic life that... Are the Reapers a collective consciousness, or are they single? Each one has their own mind? I can't remember.
I don't know. This is
they are each a nation.
Each a nation, I thought so. I would like to be a Reaper, because you live... Like, you're technically just a robotic... Leviathan. You have all the benefits of a Leviathan, except for technically, couldn't you just make a new body if you needed one?
I suppose.
So you're technically just a robotic
But then now you're at the like Ship of Theseus problem with like how many parts do you replace before you're no longer the same thing that you were? I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, but it'd be pretty cool being a Reaper. I think. A good Reaper, not like I'm going to destroy the universe, like a Reaper after the Mass Effect.
All right, so good Reaper, but not bad Reaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's good guess.
All right, yeah. I'm just being clear. Toasty wants to be a bad Reaper, right?
Yes.
See?
I think it would be great to
murder countless people on different worlds.
Look, you work in customer service long enough, you wish you had the ability to control the population of the universe, okay, buddy?
All right.
So yes.
I get it. I would
like to be a Reaper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the FBI now has you on a potential serial killer list, so just so you know.
Don't care. That brought a really funny image to my head. I'm imagining Toasty as a Reaper, as a customer support service personnel. Like someone calls in with their problem and then they complain and he's like, I am infinite. I am eternal. Your concerns are not of significance.
And then just sends you to another branch of customer service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please hold.
Please hold. All right, so then there are the virtual alien. The virtual aliens are a race of some 1 billion individuals who downloaded their minds into a virtual world aboard a starship long ago to avoid the destruction of their civilization. As of 2185, the virtual aliens have established diplomatic contact with the Citadel Council in order to secure a new power source for their system that maintains their virtual world. The aliens' name for themselves is currently unknown. This sounds like a Rick and Morty thing, too. I feel like this was a Rick and Morty episode, wasn't it? Anybody want to be part of the virtual aliens? Live in a virtual world? That's like taking the pill in the Matrix, right? Kather?
You know what's crazy? I was just looking at this today, and I was thinking we're going to have to like incorporate this on one of the episodes of the Minor Races.
Mm-hmm.
I surely would not want to be living in purely a virtual world, even though that's basically what I do now. But I would not. I very much like having a corporeal form. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Gaither?
I was just thinking, isn't this kind of like what happened in Fallout with those people that ended up
Vault 100? Was it?
Yeah,
I
think it was 100.
The one where they were Tranquility Lane?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't choose to be there, though. And they
didn't choose to, but
tortured.
It's come up in a lot of things. Like if you evolve far enough, you either become immortal, or you become an energy being. So technically, like some kind of, you leave the body behind.
Mm-hmm. You live as something outside of just a physical
consciousness.
Form. Right. Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I mean, it's so abstract. I don't know how I feel about that.
Is this just like, this sounds like cyberpunk?
Yeah, there's a lot of
the idea of uploading your consciousness onto an AI.
Yeah, there's a lot of fictions that deal with this kind of thing. All right, next on the list, and if I miss anything, let me know. If somebody's like, oh, I still had something to say. The Vorcha. These guys are lookers. I mean, we all want to look like a Vorcha at least, right? Teacup says yes.
I want to know more about the Vorcha, because in game we really only see them as, other than the Citadel DLC where you have the Vorcha counselor, they're like solely in the blood pact is really where you see the Vorcha. So like I don't feel like I have enough information about the Vorcha to make a decision.
Yeah, I mean, they're very goblin-esque, right? They're like space goblins. It's kind of the thing. It's kind of the, I don't know, the vibe I get from them.
I feel like a Vorcha sometimes. I feel like some people regard me as a pest.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like this is one of those insults you could drop on somebody and they wouldn't know you were insulting them unless they really were into Mass Effect. You could be like, stop being a Vorcha. A what? Oh, never mind. All right, so no Vorcha. Last of the non-Citadel races, the Yogg, also another looker. The Yogg are a sentient race of towering humanoids native to the world of Parnak, known for their violent and aggressive nature and faces that look like they were punched really hard and have mouths that were stitched together down the middle of their head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a Yogg in the mornings before I've had coffee. But go on, Sovereign.
Well, they seem really polite, welcoming, and friendly. And as a Canadian, I can totally relate to that.
Well, all right. Yeah, they seem to say sorry a lot. So no other Yoggs. All right. Okay, so now we're outside of the like normal races here, and then there are historical races. So we'll start with the two that are the most common, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but if there's something that you're like, if you just call one of these out and just want to be like, no, you should have said these guys. So there's the Protheans. This one's could be cool. Who wants to be a Prothean? Anybody? Or feels like a Prothean? Toasty?
I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be cool to be like part of, I guess, the ancient like race that, I mean, most people, I guess, consider responsible for a lot of like the stuff that comes before. I feel like if you're a Prothean, you probably know a lot of the secrets of the universe, and I feel like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or secrets of the galaxy.
Teacup?
Smaller scale.
I have a clarifying question probably for Sam. So, as I remember, Javik tells you that the Protheans subjugate all the other sentient races of their cycles. And does he say that they're all apparently Prothean now? So, like, Javik is like the Prothean, like the OG Prothean, but so a Prothean could look like anything by technical definition.
Right. So as I understand it, the word Prothean encompasses not just a race, but also a nationality. Because it was the Prothean Empire, all of the races that became subjugated as part of that empire ultimately came to identify themselves as Prothean. I think that they still retained their racial identity, but the nationalism was probably so strong, or at least it seems to be from the lore, that it was so strong that they considered their nationality above their race. There was a hierarchy in which they identified themselves, and it seems like the Prothean nationality was regarded above their race. Does that answer the question?
If I might chime in.
Sure.
I kind of think of it like as like Italy, right? You have Italian, and that encompasses all of Italy. But back in the time, it was you were from Florence. That was your city state, or you were from Sicily. That was you. You were Sicilian. You were Florentine. And then it wasn't until later you were all Italian.
Right. Things kind of expanded out. Or I mean, you could even take it to the Roman context of it. Like everybody in the Roman Empire was Roman. If we were to look back at that time period and find, remains during the Roman period that they were the empire over that land, we would have said these were Roman remains, but they might be Roman remains in Britain or in, France or northern Africa, like any of those places.
And I think it probably also depended on who they were talking to, right? Because if they were talking to someone else of their own race, then they might split hairs. For example, if you're a New Yorker and you're talking to another American, chances are you're going to say you're a New Yorker. You're not from the East Coast, because everyone knows where New York is, right? Everyone in the United States. But if you're talking to someone from somewhere else in the world who isn't too familiar with American geography, then you might say, yeah, I'm an American and I'm from the East Coast. But you're going to leave off the New Yorker identity.
Right. More general. So, Kather?
So is it kind of like the difference between a capital P Prothean and a lowercase p Prothean? Like Prothean capital is like for like the whole the group, but lowercase Protheans are like the
race and the culture. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you could be a Prothean culturally, but be of a different race.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyone else want to be a Prothean? I think the Prothean are kind of cool. I can imagine
I would be.
You would be. I can imagine people who feel like they do a lot of work that sacrifices things themselves in order for people who come after them to get the benefits. So historically, people who like immigrate from one place to another in order to create a better life for their children, oftentimes work very low wage jobs, but they do so in order to give their kids a head start and be able to go to college in order to get a better job. Or the kinds of people who do research for certain types of diseases. Like for a long time, people were doing research on cancer, and it didn't feel like we were getting it. We didn't come up with a solution, but every little step along the way will eventually lead to a solution, even if they don't get one in their generation. So I can imagine people in those kinds of situations feeling more like a Prothean.
Yeah, I would certainly want to be a Prothean, because just for the sheer awesomeness of how it would be to like mind meld. I forget the exact terminology, but the way that Protheans can transfer information through touch, and they can literally show someone else what life is like, or what life has been like in their shoes, just by putting a hand on their shoulder, maybe. Like how many times in life would that have been so useful to show someone exactly what you mean when perhaps you don't have the words, or perhaps they're not even receptive to what you're talking about? So just forgo all of the nuances of language, especially when it comes to language barriers, maybe if you're working with someone who speaks a different language. And you just forgo all of that. You place your hand on their shoulder and they immediately know what you're talking about. And they're like, I'm on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Or like, I don't know how many of you guys have been in relationships where you just want to tell the other person how much you actually care about them or how attractive they are to you, and words don't really do it justice. Does that make sense? Like how many times I can tell you, like, it would be amazing if I could just like mind meld with my wife so that she could see what I see when I look at her, like that kind of thing. And I'm sure a lot of couples have that feeling of like, if only I could explain it more clearly and you understand how, or when they get in a fight and they're like, that's not what I meant. Just mind meld with me. So you get like, I had good intentions. I promise. I'm going to take the trash out tomorrow. Vervada?
Thought about that, like when I'm comparing Asari and Prothean mind melding, I really like the Prothean one better, just because you don't have any pregnancy risk with that one.
Yeah, that is kind of a benefit, isn't it? Oh crap, I was just trying to explain how to open a spreadsheet the right way, and now I'm gonna have a baby. Stunts.
I feel like sometimes I feel like a Prothean, because in that you get Javik talking to people and people are like, wow, this is not all I was expecting. I'm a teacher. Sometimes I feel like I'll have explained something really well, and just the look back I'm getting from my students is like, yeah, nobody has any idea what I'm saying.
Oh, totally.
Right now, gotta try this again.
Yep. Totally. I totally get that as well. All right, we've got one more of like I don't know, what I would consider most common of these races. The Rachni. How do you guys feel about the Rachni? Space shrimp. Yeah, go ahead, Stunts.
I will say the thing I like about Rachni, and this is just something I've noticed going through the game again, is at least in the games, they're the only musicians I think that we see in the entirety of the Mass Effect series.
Oh.
I don't think, aside from them, like they have a song that they use to communicate with each other. So I actually teach band, but so that's one of those things. I don't think we see any other type of musician in Mass Effect, which I think is interesting.
That is interesting, even among the humans. Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to like, times when you're in like a bar or something. Like there's never like a band on stage or,
No, everybody just does electro techno in the future, apparently.
Yeah, I guess so. Vervada?
I've never seen a band, but I know that they have to exist in the Shadow Broker DLC. When you look at your team's info that the Shadow Broker collected, it says what music Garrus likes to listen to while he's in a firefight. So there are bands. I guess they never go into that.
Yeah, I suppose so. But that is something that's actually really cool about the Rachni. That is very different from the other races, is that form of communication. Yeah, Teacup?
I just like the idea of someone telling me what to do with my life, and I don't have to deal with the decisions or consequences of it. But Liara also plays the piano in the Citadel DLC. In one of the scenes, you can call her up to the apartment.
Oh, well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also Morinth. Morinth talks about her favorite bands. So we do know that there are bands, and they do go on tours.
Mm. And Mordin sings. So we got that. We got that going for us. Sykes, did you have something to chime in with? Are you there? Check.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
I only had a joke. I'm already a drone for cooperation. I'm good.
All right. Well, did I skip anything else that anyone wanted to point out? Any others here? Oh, we've got a few. Let's go to Vervada.
I was just going to ask, are we including Andromeda races too, or just original trilogy? Can we have Ket and Gara?
Yeah, why not? So what do you think? Do any of those stand out to you? There's Angara, the Ket.
I don't want to be a Ket. I think those are the only two they added in Andromeda, but
yeah, there's
Angara are cool. Jaw's a little bit too emotional for me, but Ket, no way.
Kather?
Could be a Vera. The space dog. Am I saying it wrong?
I don't know.
Oh, the Varen.
Varen.
Yeah. Okay, the ones that have, like they've got the big fangs like a snake.
The big giant mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want to be cannon fodder Vera. I'd like to be a nice taken care of like a Krogan's battle Vera.
Ooh. All right. I just want to be like a house pet Vera, one that gets like spoiled.
Guard dog.
Yeah, goes on walks, gets to eat the scraps off the table, pampered.
Shepard gets like kind
anyone
of
feeling, like weirdly resonating with the shifty space cows.
Space cows.
Or an Andromeda pet monkey.
No, you got to bring the Pyjack in.
The Pyjacks, yeah, the Pyjacks, and then there's gas bags. Who feels like a gas bag sometimes? Yeah, it depends on what it eats.
Yeah, just ask my girlfriend.
Just ask my girlfriend. Space beetles. There's them. Yeah. Well, the Clixin. They're kind of like bugs, right? I think
Thresher Maw, of course.
The Thresher Maw. Sovereign, did you have something to chime in with?
Nope, sorry, no.
Okay, the pod crabs. All right. Well, I think we're kind of hitting the end here, Kather.
One last one. The species that the Shadow Broker was, I cannot remember what it was. Or is that the one you said?
The Yogg.
Oh yeah, okay, you said yeah.
Yogg, yeah, we went over them. Oh, cool, guys. This has been super fun. Thank you for joining us. Why don't we go back through the list? We're going to go backwards through the list, and feel free to any last words on any of the races, and then let people know how they can get a hold of you if you'd like. You can always just say, yeah, just reach out to me on the Discord. But if you want to share your social media and anything else you want to rep, like if you got any cool projects going on, people should know about. So we'll start backwards alphabetically with Vervada.
Well, hi. No, I mean, my Instagram is onecat_from_crazy because I foster neonatal kittens, so I always have a bunch of cats around. If anyone's interested, otherwise on the Discord.
Oh, that's why the cat ears. I get it. Lena?
As I said in the other podcast, you can always write me on Discord. I'll be happy to answer you.
Very cool. And Teacup?
Yeah, you can reach out to me on Discord. My wife and I are actually working in the Rock Club, starting the Dragon Age Lorecast. And so if you're interested or have thoughts about that, you can reach out or follow us on Twitter at DA Lorecast.
Yeah, and that's awesome because he's one of our Rocket Club members, and this is something I bring up on occasion. But if you are interested in starting your own podcast and you want some guidance with that, and you want to be associated with Robots Radio, then you're welcome to join the Rocket Club. And there's, I think there's 12 of us now in the group, and we go through stuff and help you guys launch your own podcasts and make sure that you are putting together the best quality thing you can when you first get it out there and market it and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so Dragon Age Lorecast podcast, you better stay tuned for that because they're going to have some really cool stuff to talk about. And I hear Teacup's wife is just absolutely awesome when it comes to that stuff, right?
She's the best.
She's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Stunts and Struts.
You can send me messages on the Discord, or you can send me messages on my PlayStation account, which is the same, Stunts and Struts.
Very cool. And Toasty had to go. He had work coming up, so he had to leave. But his twin is still here. Kather, you got anything you want to say? Any ways people can get a hold of you?
Well, I'm on Discord. Hit me up there. I work nights, so it may take me a while to get back to her. And since Toasty's not here, I am Tally all the way.
Okay. All right. Tally all the way.
Judy, I'll take Tally this time.
All right. Sounds good. There's an inside joke about Toasty and Kather on the Cyberpunk Lorecast and the character Judy, and Toasty's super into Judy. So if anybody else doesn't like Judy, he gets very upset. Then we have Psych.
Hi. So you can hit me up on the Discord here, Psych88. I'm working on modifying some general public domain plays for audio production, like the old-timey radio play, but cool. Streamed.
Very cool. What should people do to check it out? Or
well, right now it's in pre-production. It's a heavy rewrite and edit. So right now it's just script work and Word.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll stay tuned. Definitely share some stuff in the sharing section of the Discord when you have something for people to check out. For sure. That sounds awesome. And then Sovereign Shepherd.
Well, the best place to get a hold of me is probably on the Mass Effect, on the Discord, the Mass Effect section. Been really enjoying our conversations in there, digging with the theories and the what ifs and everything else. I'm part of a clan that's been around since 2008. That's the SC in front of my name. So just throwing it out there, if anyone's into Battlefield or those sort of things, I can usually be found on Discord.theSoldier's Creed.
Awesome. Is that for a specific console or PC?
PC gaming mainly. We have a couple console players, but mainly PC.
Cool. I might have to take you up on that on the next Battlefield when it comes out, because I love me some Battlefield.
Oh, we'll be there. We used to scrim in Battlefield, so we're pretty gung-ho for it.
Sweet. That sounds awesome. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Sam, do you have anything else to chime in with, or anything else you want to share before we head out?
Yeah, well, I actually did a test while we were doing the episode, and it turns out that I would be an Asari, at least according to this test. And according to the test, that's because I would approach situations with elegant diplomacy. I have to have a strong disagreement with that, because of all the things I've been called, diplomatic, I don't think was one.
Maybe you should take the test again or find another one. I'm sure there's more than one, right? But they're all from like 5 years ago, probably. So.
Yeah, pretty much. But besides that, I'm going to be streaming some Game Pass games tomorrow. And if anyone's interested, my Twitch handle is @In7Legend. I'll be tweeting out a notification ahead of time. Should be about around noon tomorrow, or maybe the early afternoon. But I will be streaming some Game Pass games ahead of our episode of the Game Pass Game Show.
That's right.
Or game Show.
Xbox,
not Game Show.
Xbox
Game Pass Show.
Game Pass
that one.
Show. Right. It's tomorrow night. That's at 10:30. And Toasty and I do the Witcher Lorecast at 9 o'clock. And I'll probably be streaming some games tomorrow, too, if I get the time to do so. I also am going to be playing some of the other games on the Xbox Game Pass in order to give people some of my early thoughts on some of those as well. So that's what's going on tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for being so fun. And this is such an awesome conversation. And also, again, for supporting the show. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys in the Citadel. What, I should come up with some sort of really fun going with. See you in the Citadel. We should come up with the seediest bar in what's the seediest place in Mass Effect? And be like, see you there.
Cora's Den.
Cora's Den.
Cora's Den. Okay, yeah. So see you at Cora's Den next week. All right, guys. Later. Thanks for tuning into the Mass Effect Lorecast. We'd love to hear your opinion and thoughts on the lore of Mass Effect. Reach out to us on Twitter @MassEffectCast or check out the Robots Radio Discord. Also, you can send us an email at masseffectlorecast@gmail.com.